What is gooch, my Scorpion, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node? And of course, I'm a Scorpio, North Node. But what is going on, you beautiful beings? Sending you so much love on this new day. And I'm hoping you guys are ready, intentionally are having a blissful day. But other than that, please understand, Scorps. This is a general reading for shadow work and love, so it may or may not resonate with you. And if it doesn't resonate with you, boo, you know where the trash is at. But if it does resonate and you want to put your energy a part of this community, you could do so by hitting that like button and subscribing to this channel. And thank you so much for your support and trusting me on your journey. And if you're already a subscriber, just know that I appreciate you dearly for your support. Now, let's get into disclaimers. Please understand that tarot should not dictate your life. My readings are not here to tell you what to do. My readings are here just to give you clarity, upliftment, or guidance, and confirmation on what your soul already knows for your best and highest good. So, my beautiful Scorps, if you don't know what shadow work is going into the depths of your psyche and looking at the parts that you don't like about yourself that are ruling your conscious way of being. So pretty much we're going to get in depth in understanding how you interact and attract certain relationships that are repeating patterns and wounds, and getting in depth in understanding what you should start embodying and learning and healing in order to attract healthier love. Now, we're going to get an overall card of how your overall energy of how you currently feel about love. Then we're going to have a pile that is about how you consciously act in relationships, a second pile how you subconsciously act and what you avoid in relationships, and then the last pile is going to be your overall belief of why you act the way that you do, consciously and subconsciously. So we're going to get 3 cards of those triggers, 3 cards for the shadows behind them that your shadow wants you to know that you can learn. And then we're going to get tarot on it for clarification. We're going to get 2 cards. 1 card for how you interact in relationships and the type of people you attract. And then we're going to get 1 card for your overall energy in the near future of how you feel about love after getting all this information today. And then we're going to close it out with cards from your higher self, what your higher self wants you to know and embody as a new belief in order for you to attract healthier love. Now, Scorps, let's get into it, boo-boo. All right. I'm using the Black Mirror Oracle, which is perfect for shadow work. So let's get into it. Spirit, what is my beautiful Scorps? What is our overall energy around love currently? Wow. Scorps. Okay. Scorps. I love that fucking name. Scorps. All right. So the number 25 may be significant for you guys. 2 plus 5 equals 7. So 7 might be very significant for you guys. And it was 7/7 portal yesterday. And it's about to be Cancer full moon tomorrow. New moon tomorrow. So a lot of clarity of why you feel the way that you do around love. But you got fated to suffer. Now notice, what is that? Snow White? Snow White when the witch gives her the apple? Scorpios, I feel like you have this belief that you think love, you're not meant for love. Like, you feel like love is always going to be a disappointment. You feel like no matter how much you wish, no matter how much you manifest, it's like it never turns out the way that you feel that it should. Not should, it's more like it doesn't turn out in a way where it resonates to your soul, where it feels safe, where it feels loving. It's like you think you're destined to not receive love. Scorps, we're going to get into this, boo-boo. We are going to get into this because I'm not... I just feel like you guys think you're cursed. You think you're cursed. And my North Node's in Scorpio, and I have Scorpio and Venus, so I'm not going to lie. I'm currently feeling like this myself. But let's get into this, Scorps. We're going to get into depths. Understand that when you do shadow work, you're going to... We all have a shadow, and we run away from our shadow because we don't want to face the parts of ourselves that need attention. And so our shadow chases after us for us to see the truth of how we're deceiving ourselves. So you might hear things you don't like, and it's okay. It's natural. But understand, I believe that if someone really loves you, they're willing to tell you the truth. And I don't need to know you to love you. We're all God's children, and we're all existing at the same time. So we all are loved. All right, let's get into it. All right, Spirit. How do my Scorps in the collective consciously act in romantic connections? How do they consciously act? All right. And then I'm going to get all the cards before I read them out. So how does my Scorps subconsciously act and avoid in connections? How do they subconsciously act and avoid in connections? All right. What is the overall trigger belief that my Scorps have? Okay. All right, Scorps. So how you consciously are in connections is when I don't feel good about myself, I become needy and clingy towards others. Okay. So not only being a Scorpio, I've dated a lot of Scorpios, and they have a tendency to do this. And it's okay. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Capricorn sun, so I love it. It's nothing wrong with me. But there comes a point when if you don't know how to cultivate love with yourself and you're always trying to hold on to someone, I feel that is abandonment wound. So maybe a lot of these Scorps had a parent who abandoned you or had someone you really loved abandon you. And that made you feel like you weren't worthy of love. So it's like you go out and try to hold on tightly to people and you become codependent on feeling. And that makes you believe that I need to do whatever I can to keep this person in my life because I don't want to lose them. But little do you know that actually makes people run. So it's okay. I used to be just like this, Scorps. All right, Spirit. What is the shadow behind this for my Scorps? What is the shadow behind this? This one? All right. Okay. So your shadow wants to let you know why you act this way is because you act, like I said, you're going to hear things you don't like. This is shadow work. It's facing the truth. And a lot of people don't like the truth. But your shadows letting you know you're being superficial. You care too much about outward appearances. Start with your inner work, your value, your self-esteem, and your personality. So your shadow is letting you know is the reason why you act this way is because you care too much of what people think about you and you think you have to accommodate how people look at you. But the thing is that you're existing for you, Scorps. You're not existing for anyone else. So there's no need for you to neglect and abandon yourself in order for you to feel loved and liked by a particular person. So really, your shadow wants to let you know, stop caring about how you look on the outside and how you portray yourself. Start caring about how you feel about you and how you value yourself and see yourself. Because your personality creates your personal reality. So it's more like change your personality to thinking that no one will love me, so I have to hold on tightly. And transmute it into a mindset of, I am worthy of love, because I know what I have to offer, and it's a blessing. That's clear channeling right there. I fucking love it. Talking about codependent. Wow. Okay, so subconsciously, what you avoid and what you really believe in subconsciously is that I display codependent behaviors when I have feelings of low self-worth. Like we were just saying, Scorps, I'm getting the fact that it feels like you have troubles displaying your emotions or communicating them. So it's like you find different mechanisms in order to connect with that person, but you become codependent on them when it's like they're not getting what they need from you. And when you do that, it's just like codependency really comes from not able to express self authentically. So therefore, since you don't know how to do that, you try to find ways to hold on to a person, and it's because you're defining yourself by thinking you're not worthy. So let's see the shadow behind this. What is the shadow behind this with my Scorps Spirit? Oh, that came out. All right. So you have quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? Oh, wow. Your shadow's really wanting to shake this up in you. Okay, so I do feel like a lot of you Scorps are codependent. in relationships. That's why you probably have troubles letting go of the past. That's definitely what I'm feeling. And quarrelsome, I feel like what this is saying is that I feel that you identified yourself around not feeling worthy, and so you're codependent, and you believe that this is the definition of who you are. So your shadow is asking you, is this really fulfilling you? Is this emotion true to you? Is this a true belief? Do you really think that you're not worthy, so you have to be codependent? Does that really fulfill you? That's what your shadow wants you to ask yourself. Does it make you feel powerful, or does it make you feel powerless? It's like your shadow wants you to be aware of what it is you're avoiding within yourself. And it does seem like a habit. It seems like a habit. Maybe you fall into victimization and you feel that I want people to feel pity for me, because you don't know how to have the courage to love yourself. Maybe you guys didn't understand what love was. So it's like feeling love may seem painful to you. So you define yourself by that pain, and you don't know how to change that story. All right, Scorps. We're going to get more in depth. No worries. All right. I know this is probably painful to hear, but it's good to know this. It's good to know the truth and not lie to yourself and deceive yourself and keep replaying wounds that don't need replaying when you deserve happiness, not pain. All right, so your overall belief of why you act the way that you do and believe in what you do is you have a trigger. I will start an argument with my partner to get attention. Yes, I highly feel that. I sense that. I'm not going to lie. I used to do that myself. I would start arguments with my partner to get attention. Because I do feel that you Scorpios have troubles communicating. I also sense that maybe in your childhood you had a caretaker that made you feel like your emotions didn't matter. And so you shut your emotions off, and now you find it hard to communicate your feelings because you believe that feeling is painful and love is painful, vulnerability is painful. So now you believe that in order to receive love from your partner, you have to latch out. You have to act out from these wounds that have been created from your childhood, because you don't know how to express yourself in a vulnerable manner where you're understood. So it's like the only way you feel like you'll be understood is if you start an argument with your partner. Okay. Or this is also what I'm hearing too. I feel that some of you Scorpios sabotage. You probably sabotage your connections, and you feel that maybe you guys have avoidant attachment style, meaning that you try to avoid vulnerability, but in order to keep someone around, you start an argument to make it seem like you care. But it's like it's a self-defense mechanism where you're sabotaging love to come in by latching out and thinking that is love. I hope that makes sense, Scorpios. I hope that makes sense. All right, Spirit, what is the shadow behind this overall belief? No, that didn't feel right. What is the shadow behind this overall belief, Spirit? Come on, Scorps. Okay, we got 2. Okay, all right. So your shadow wants to let you know. Oh no, I got a burp, you guys. Excuse me. All right. So your shadow wants to let you know. Your overall belief behind why you act the way that you do is prejudice. What if you categorize into a group and given attributes that were false without truly knowing who you are? Okay. So that's where the sabotaging comes in. It makes sense why sabotaging came in, because I feel like you guys overthink. You make up notions in order to categorize why people act the way that they do, instead of actually being vulnerable and asking. And because of that, you're having a false perception, because you're only defining your connections based on past hurt and past pains. All because you really don't know what you want or what you desire. And then you have inconsiderate here. Act with compassion and kindness. Be thoughtful and polite. It just feels better on the inside. So Scorpios, I do feel like a lot of self-absorption. Okay, no, that's not true. This is what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of self-loathing for you Scorps. And what self-loathing means is that you portray that you love yourself on the outside, but deep within you really, really do not love yourself. And because of that, when you're all like wound up in your story, you only think about yourself. And when you only think about what is good for you in that very moment, it's that you become inconsiderate and have no empathy for how other people feel around you. And your shadow is letting you know it's time for you to stop being wound up and getting serious in your pain and in your story, because there is a lot of people out there who do have compassion and kindness, who want to bring security and safety to you, but you have this huge wall up where you think everyone is going to hurt you, and that makes you act out in bitterness and resentment and hate, because you haven't gone within to make yourself understand why you feel the way that you do and create a safe space for yourself within. And because you haven't done that, you are inconsiderate how other people feel, because you really don't care about how you feel, Scorps. I know this is hard to hear. This is hard for me to hear. The fact that I'm channeling this, I'm like, wow. Like, I needed to hear this too. So, we're all in this together. Shadow work ain't easy, but let me tell you, it is freeing when you finally make sense of things that don't make sense about yourself. All right, Spirit, can I get one card for this pile? Thank you. One card for the second pile, please. And one card for this last pile. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, Scorps, you got some good motherfucking cards here. Okay. Good motherfucking cards. Empress, speaking to... Damn, I forgot one card. It's okay. It wasn't needed then. Okay. All right. So, consciously, what the tarot is saying, you have the Three of Swords in the reverse. I think that's beautiful. Do you see that blue rose? Scorps, I'm sensing a lot of you are starting to finally feel into the disappointment, into the pain, into the losses. And you're finally seeing the truth behind why you acted the way that you acted. It's like you went down memory lane in your childhood and you started to connect the dots of, wow, this is why I am the way that I am. You started to seek your own inner truth about all the pain you have ever endured. And because of that, you're finding comfort and clarity, and you're actually slowly but surely, I feel you're surrendering that pain and allowing yourself to be open to the possibility of love. And you see his face? He's like, do you see it? I don't know. Clear. Oh, yeah. He's like, it's like a relief. It's like you can finally look at your story with no judgment and be like, I do sense that you're finally taking recognition for the fact that your story has made you who you are, and that's powerful. That's powerful, Scorps. All right. Now, subconsciously, what you avoid and what you don't see, what your inner self wants to let you know with this codependency and, you know, thinking that the pain is your story and if it's fulfilling, you got the Empress here. And I love the fucking Empress card. Look at that. Look at the beauty. So, if you don't know what the Empress is in tarot, the Empress represents fertility, represents creation, represents birth. It doesn't have to be physical birth. It could just mean a birth of a project, a birth of a new idea, a birth of clarity, a birth of a new way to be, to see yourself. So what I'm getting with this is that your inner self is letting you know it's time for you to claim your story, accept the pain, and allow it to give you the opportunity to create something beautiful from it. And the Empress is all about beauty. She's all about beauty, and she's all about knowing her worth to the point that she doesn't even do any work. She magnetizes what she wants to her. So I feel that you have to understand that you have the power, Scorps, to create anything that you want and magnetize it to you because you are worthy of that. So basically what it's saying is that you don't need to rely on others to define your worth. All you need to do is birth that within you and embody that and realize that you are worthy of everything that your heart desires, and you have the power to create that no matter what. That's fucking deep. So the way to do that in relationships, it's like, you don't have to try to make people love you. All you have to do is be you and let people show you how they feel about the relationship and you. So sit back and be that Empress, boo. Alright, so last pile, what your inner self is letting you know. You got the Page of Wands in the reverse. I like this. I like this energy because you got the Phoenix in the background. And Scorps, if you don't know, you're all about the Phoenix rising. So what I'm getting here, I feel that you're finally starting to realize your immaturity and connections and how you show up in them. So it's like you're getting a rebirth of recognizing your old self and evolving into a better version of yourself to allow in a healthy love. Because Wands is all about passion, it's all about lust as well. And I feel like you probably allowed your lust to determine if people love you or not. Or maybe some of you, you were wishy-washy in and out of connections. You really didn't show up. You really didn't care. You were just passionate and lustful about yourself and what you were going to get out of it. But I feel like now you're starting to change your perspective from being that immature mindset into starting to level up and seeing how that way is not serving you. And that is probably the reason why you're pushing people away as well. Okay. Now let's get one card. These are twin flame cards, but I won't consider them twin flames because they're perfect for relationship dynamics. But the red is the runner and the yellow is the chaser. Now, I'm going to use the red as the person you attract and the yellow as the type of person you are in relationships. All right, Spirit, what kind of people do my Scorps attract, and what kind of people are they in relationships? So what kind of people? All right, perfect. All right. And what kind of people are they in relationships? Okay. So Scorps, the type of people you attract is, I'm sorry I messed things up. So you attract people that aren't honest with you. And the way that you are in those interactions is, all I want to do is sleep. I need to start feeling emotionally better right now. It's like you drain yourself. You overanalyze, you overthink, you stress about connections, and it's like you take the way people act towards you personally and you define yourself by their actions. But the type of person you are is a self-sacrificer, where you give up yourself in order to make other people feel comfortable. And the type of people you attract are people who aren't honest with you. That's clear fucking channeling right there. Okay, my Scorps. Now, let's see your overall energy in the near future regarding love. Spirit, what is the overall energy my Scorps will embody in the near future about love? What is the overall energy my Scorps will embody in the near future about love? Okay. Overall energy in the near future for my Scorps regarding love. Thank you, Spirit. And you remember these cards? I had a toy. Alright. Oh yeah, most definitely. Okay. So in the near future, Scorps, you're still going to be holding on to some pain. Yeah, stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. It's like you're still going to be observing the pain, wallowing over it, feeling it. But you got engagement ring. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. I mean, damn. So what I'm getting here is be aware of the fact that you're not comparing new lovers to your ex, because not everyone's your ex. But you also need to have good discernment on not avoiding obvious characteristics that were in your past relationship. So understand, if you don't take care of the pain and heal it from past relationships, you will get the same energy, but in a different person, different body, different face. So be very wary of that. Be very, very wary of that. But overall, you got good energy here. You definitely got good energy here for the near future. All right, so we're going to close it out with cards for your higher self. Let's see what your higher self wants you to know. Really what your higher self wants you to start embodying and believing. All right, so higher self for my Scorps in the collective. How do you want them to start consciously being in connections? Okay, all right. What do you want my Scorps in the collective? Higher self of my Scorps in the collective. What do you want them to start being aware of subconsciously and start embodying? What do you want my Scorps in the collective to start being aware of subconsciously and embodying? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. All right. Overall, higher self of my Scorps in the collective. What do you want them to embody and start creating a new belief from for healthier connections? Oh, you got two here. All right. All right. Let's get it. So you have, what your higher self wants you to consciously start being in relationships is, I will focus on myself. Now is the time for my inner growth. Your higher self wants you to stop exerting power from other people, stop relying on other people, and really be with yourself. And I don't mean hang out with yourself and have a drink and smoke. What I mean, I feel that your higher self wants to let you know, is really take a step back. Stop those habits. Stop the instant gratification and sit with yourself and feel your feelings and go within and discover yourself on a deeper level, on a deeper spiritual level. I'm feeling, because you could be with yourself, but it doesn't mean you love your sanctuary. It doesn't mean that. Your higher self wants to let you know, it wants you to fall in love with your solitude so you can start making just good decisions with discernment based on your self-love rather than the loneliness. So definitely. All right, so what your higher self wants you to start subconsciously being aware of and embodying it is, what is my heart trying to tell me that I refuse to hear? So it's like your higher self wants you to stop ignoring your intuition. Your higher self wants you to start believing and trusting in your own decisions and stop neglecting yourself, what you desire, by being in a pessimistic attitude. So your higher self wants you to stop refusing to listen to the calling of your own soul that is leading you to love, that is leading you to happiness. All right. So last but not least, what your higher self wants you to start embodying for healthier relationships is, when I'm feeling irritated, it is overriding my positive thoughts. I need to stay at a high vibration. So I do feel like you Scorpios have a tendency to go into a pessimistic state or victimization state where you allow fear to guide you and rule you. And that irritates you because you think there's something wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you hold on to this belief that you're thinking nothing could go good for you, but that is not true. That is you still defining yourself by past pains and past traumas. So your higher self wants you to develop a plan. I wouldn't say a plan. Develop a habit where it will help you raise your vibration naturally so you can feel good about yourself. Now, last card you have, this makes a lot of sense, but interesting that it came out. I will eat something healthy at my next meal to feed my body what it needs, also for better health. So your higher self wants you to be more cautious on what you're consuming. If you're having overindulgence, maybe in instant gratification as in alcohol, smoking cigarettes, or eating junk food, your higher self is letting you know that when you start eating better, your mentality gets better. Your emotions get better to the point you could gain clarity and understanding why you feel the way that you do and why you think the way that you do. But also when you eat better, you feel better, you look better, you just want to be better. So your higher self wants you to take better care of your health, because your health is affecting your mentality and your spirituality. But Scorps, that is all I have for you for your shadow work and love. Now, if this gave you any clarity, any upliftment, any confirmation, and if you enjoy spending your time with me here today, hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe to this channel. And I really hope this brought you clarity. But other than that, it's my Scorps. If you want to book your own personal reading or healing session, all of my services are in the link in the description below this video. And other than that, my Scorps, thank you for trusting me on your journey, and I will see you on the next one. And please, Scorps, know that you are love, so that means you're destined for love. But instead of looking for the one, be the one for yourself, because that's where the real true love comes in. Other than that, Scorps, I'll see you in the next one, and only love. Namaste.